Hello and welcome. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel, ChriskaYoga. Welcome to day 1 of the 30-day yoga reset challenge. This class is all about clearing your mind. So as I said, when I announced the challenge, we're going to be focusing on mind, then body, and then spirit. So the first 10 days is all about the mind. And we're going to start out by clearing out your mind and really allowing the mind to focus. This is an awesome, simple class, so I really hope you enjoy it. Before we get started, if you are not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to the subscribe button. If you're participating in the challenge, it'll be a great reminder that the videos are up and ready for you to practice. Also, don't forget to check out the My Yoga Habit membership site. It's my membership site that I have. There's a 30-day free trial going on for the entire month of September. And along with that, free access to all the other content that's already on there. You get access to all 30 classes. So that's 30 yoga classes extra on top of the previous yoga classes that are already there. It's a lot of yoga and no YouTube ads or intros and outros. So if you're ready, grab your yoga mat and let's get started. We're going to begin in Sukhasana or easy pose. Sit up tall on the two sits bones at the bottom of your pelvis and cross your shins. Flex your feet underneath your knees, bring your hands to your legs. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. And a deep breath out. Do that once more. Take a deep breath in and release it out through your nose as well. From here, we're going to place our fingertips to touch in front of you. So take your hands, you can open your eyes so you can see what you're doing. We'll close them afterwards. Place all of your fingertips to touch each other in front of you, creating a little bit of a invisible ball or dome or teepee, however you want to imagine this, or whatever you want to imagine this is, and place it right in front of your heart center. Keep your legs where they are, keep your hips where they are, and then from here, close your eyes once again. This will help to kind of bring everything together, focus your mind, and it will help to clear your mind. Continue to breathe deeply as you're here, in and out through your nose, drawing everything inward, focusing on the breath, and remain here. Slowly come to open your eyes, release your hands down. Take a deep breath in from here. And on your exhale, drop your left hand to the floor and reach your right arm up and over, coming into a side bend, stretching the right side of your upper body. You can look up towards the ceiling. And as you're here, keep your hips even on the ground. Keep energy in your top arm, reaching on the diagonal up and over, and remain here for a moment. Slowly come up out of your side bend. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, we'll bend to the other side. Just as we did on the opposite side, keep both of your sits bones even on the floor. So keep your hips even with one another. Keep energy reaching up through the top arm, looking up towards the ceiling, and feeling a stretch in the left side of your upper body. Slowly come back up out of your side bend. We're going to take 2 more bends in this position, but first we're going to uncross the legs, cross them in the opposite direction. So the opposite leg in front, just for symmetry in the body, which is always a good thing. From here, take an inhale, lengthen your spine, and on an exhale, we'll come to a forward fold. So reach your arms forward, any amount that you can. Looking down, keep as much length in your spine as possible, and just remain here for a moment. Walk yourself back upright to a seated position, and we'll take an arch. Bring your hands, your fingertips to the floor behind you, elbows pointed backwards. And then on an inhale, arch your back, looking up. Open the chest towards the ceiling, open the shoulders wide apart. Hold here for a moment. Slowly come out of your arch. From here, we're going to take cat and cow, so come onto your hands and your knees. Bring your knees underneath your hips, shins are parallel to one another, hands are right underneath your shoulders, spine is straight, flat, neutral, and the tops of your feet are on the floor behind you for now. On an inhale, tuck your toes, flexing your feet, and come to an arch. Looking up and forward, spreading the shoulders wide apart, and reaching the heart center forward. This is cow pose. On an exhale, untuck the toes, bringing the tops of the feet to the ground once again. Curve the spine in the opposite direction, reaching the upper back towards the ceiling, and look towards your thighs behind you for cat pose. Inhale, tuck your toes, arch your back, coming back to your cow pose. Exhale, come back to your cat pose. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Continue to move on your own breath timing. With each inhale that you take, come here to your cow pose. And with each exhale, come back here to your cat pose, reaching that upper back towards the ceiling, really rounding the spine. And just continue to move with your own breathing. Take your final round of cat and cow here. Final exhale into your cat pose. And then come back to a flat back, neutral spine. From here, we're going to take the right leg and step it forward in between the hands. You can use your hand to help you bring that leg forward if needed, and just make sure that the knee is tracking directly above the ankle on the right side and toes are pointed forward. Place your hands here to frame the right foot, looking down just forward of your toes. So you're looking straight down towards the yoga mat, but just forward of your toes so that you can keep your spine straight and not overly round the spine as I'm doing here. So come back to your low lunge, looking down, keeping the spine straight. Feeling a stretch in the front of your left hip and your left quadriceps, and then you're softening the right hip socket, holding here for a moment and breathing deeply. From here, we're going to shift the weight back onto the left leg and straighten the right leg, flexing the foot. Your hands can come to the fingertips as I'm doing here or down, just depending on your current flexibility. You just want to keep some space here. You don't want to be crunching into your hip socket. So we're just going to stretch the hamstrings and the calf muscle on the right side, the entire back of your right leg here. So keep that foot flexed, look down, try not to overly round the spine, so keep as much length in your spine as you can, and hold here. From here, shift the weight forward once again onto the right leg, looking down, coming back to your low lunge. Plant the hands firmly into the ground, tuck your left toe, and then press into the ground with your hands and your left foot to bring the right foot back to downward facing dog. In your first downward dog of the class, we're going to gently pedal the legs, so alternate bending and straightening the legs, pressing the heel down towards the floor gently each time you straighten the leg. Getting into the hips, gently warming up the muscles in the backs of your legs, and getting yourself ready for downward facing dog. Slowly come to stillness in your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose, send your hips up and back on the diagonal at the same time while you remain in your downward facing dog. You're doing these minor micro movements here just to keep the alignment of your pose correct. So in your downward facing dog, your hips should be going up and back at the same time. Heels pressing down towards the ground. They don't have to touch the ground. You can have a slight bend in your knees here to protect your hamstrings if you choose to do so, if they're a bit tight, as mine are right now. And as far as your arms go, pressing into the ground firmly with both of your hands, feel your shoulder blades coming in towards the back. So they're pressing firmly into your back. Your arms are pressing into the ground and rebounding up through the shoulders and the back. And that was a lot of explanation for your downward facing dog. So just hold for one more deep breath in through your nose. And deep breath out, release it through your nose once again. On your following inhale, we'll take the low lunge to hamstring stretch flow once more on the other side. So step the left foot forward in between the hands and drop the right knee down onto the floor, untucking the right toe. And just as we did on the other side, making sure that the left knee is tracking directly above the left ankle and the toes are pointed forward. Have your hands down to frame your left foot, feeling a stretch in the right quad this time and the front of the right hip, softening the left hip socket in. Looking down just forward of your toes to keep your spine straight as possible, and hold here in your low lunge. From here, shift your weight back onto the right leg, straighten the left leg, and flex the left foot. You can come up onto your fingertips here, looking down, feeling a stretch in the entire back of your left leg. Look down towards the ground and keep as much length in your spine as you can. And just hold here and breathe. From here, send your weight forward once again, coming into your low lunge briefly. Plant your palms firmly onto the ground and tuck your right toe. Press into the floor with your hands and your right foot to bring your left leg back into a downward dog once again. Hold your downward dog for 3 full deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees generously. Take as many steps as you need to bring your feet up to meet your hands at the top of your yoga mat. Coming to a forward fold here. Feet are parallel to one another, fingertips are on the ground or your hands, depending on your flexibility. Feel free to have a micro bend in your knees here to protect the hamstrings if they're feeling tight. Relax your head over completely. Hold here and breathe deeply through your nose for a moment. From here, step your feet out a little bit wider, just an inch or two wider than hips distance. And then turn your whole legs actually outward. So your toes are facing out, kind of like a duck. And then you can place your hands on the ground and we're going to come into a squatting position, also known as malasana. So keep your feet where they are, lower your hips down. Now this is quite an intense hip flexion stretch, stretching the hamstrings, the glutes very intensely, and the hip sockets are in deep flexion. So if this is not possible for you and uncomfortable for you, then I suggest you just lie flat on the back where we're going next and hug the legs in towards the chest, holding on to the shins. If you are here with me in your malasana or squat, bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest and your elbows are pressing against your knees. So you're actively pressing your elbows into your knees and legs, and your chest is up. You shouldn't be hunched forward. You should be nice and tall here. Your spine is elongated, looking forward. And breathe in and out through your nose. You can slowly release your hand down to the ground and gently you can walk your feet back in towards each other and we'll come to lying on the back. Once you're on your back, if you were here already, that's fine. You can feel free to hold a bit longer or skip forward if you would like to, but we're going to hug the legs in towards the chest and take a couple of twists. So flex your feet, hold onto your shins with your hands or hug your legs in as I'm doing here. Breathing into your hip sockets, releasing them completely as much as you can. Hold for a moment and breathe. From here, take both of your legs in this bent position and bring them over to the left. So you might need to shift your hips so your spine stays straight and keep the legs over to the left. You can keep your left arm on your legs to help keep them over. Twist your upper body to the right and either bend your right arm up in a cactus shape for a bit of a chest opening, or if that's too intense, just straighten it out to the side completely. And then to finish it off, look over with your head to the right. Close your eyes if you choose to do so, if that's comfortable for you. Breathe deeply here in your twist, in and out through your nose. Slowly unwind from the twist. Bring everything back to the center, the head, the legs, and we'll take that entire twist on the other side. So bring both of your legs over to the right. Once again, keeping your spine straight, so you might need to adjust your hips slightly. Keep the legs over to the right, and you can use your right arm to help you. And then either reach your left arm out to the side or bend it up in a cactus shape as I'm doing here. And to finish everything off, look over to the left with your head. Close your eyes if you'd like, and breathe deeply here. Come back to center, bring everything back to the center, and we'll take our final pose of the class, Shavasana. Stretch your legs out, separate them apart from each other, relax your legs completely. Have your hands down by your sides and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Release your shoulders away from your ears if they might have been up there, feeling tight. Once you're settled in your Shavasana, close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. Breathing through your nose in and out. Begin to draw your attention in towards your breath. And if another thought comes into your mind, if you notice another thought passing by, gently acknowledge the thought is there. Set it to the side as kindly and compassionately as possible, and come back to focusing on your breath. And just remain here. Gently bring some motion back into your body, moving your hands, your feet, your arms, your legs very gently here. When you're ready, bend your legs, roll onto the right side of your body. Resting here for a moment with your hand underneath your head, your arm underneath your head for support. And use your hands to help you come up. So press into the ground with your hands to lift yourself off the ground. Cross your shins in front of you as we did at the beginning of the class. Flex your feet right underneath your knees. Bring your hands to your legs. Sit up tall on the two sits bones at the bottom of your pelvis. Lengthen your spine, close your eyes, and begin to deepen your breathing. Take one more deep breath in through your nose and release it out in the same way. Bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest. Bow your head to your fingertips. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this class. If you liked this class, hit that thumbs up down below the video. It really helps the channel to grow. Also, leave me a comment letting me know, how are you liking the challenge so far? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. I always love to hear from you guys. I always reply to you, so definitely leave me a comment below the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. It is free to subscribe, and I would love to have you as a subscriber and as a part of this growing community here on YouTube. If you would like access to this 30-day challenge, all 30 videos are already up there on the membership site, My Yoga Habit. You can have access to them for free with my 30-day free trial. They are without intros and outros, so it's just the yoga class, no ads, and you can even practice them without needing an internet connection. The link for that is in the description box below and on the screen here in the cards section of this video. Don't forget to also check out my website, ChriskaYoga.com, and follow me over on Instagram at ChriskaYoga for yoga motivation and inspiration. Behind the scenes of this channel, so much more. All of the links to everything that I mentioned and more are listed in the description box below. Thank you so much. See you next time.